All right, so here are my thoughts on Super Mario Wonder. Now, I did say on Friday when I did my Sonic review, I did say that I was going to have my Wonder review up on Saturday, but I had company come over and I didn't have a chance to really play it, but then I did with them later on that night. So I figured before I did my Super Mario Wonder review, I thought that I would play it a bit more, get more of a feel for the game, and come back with a full review. And that's what this is. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts on Super Mario Wonder. Easily one of, if not the greatest Mario platformer of all time. Now you're probably thinking, whoa, that's big praise. It is big praise. And my whole life, going all the way back to when I was a kid, Super Mario Brothers 3 was the greatest platformer ever. I love the worlds, I love the power-ups. That game was pretty perfect if you ask me. Then along came Super Mario World, which I also loved dearly. And they were usually number 1A and number 1B. I think I liked Mario 3 a little bit more. Super Mario Wonder takes aspects from all those games and brings it into fruition with some new quality of life improvements and some new features that were no longer that have never been in previous Mario games. Not to mention the game is, just judging by the trailers before you even play the game, this game is like a big drug trip. The creativity with the power-ups in this game, the creativity with the characters, the levels, the just the whole world, the Flower Kingdom. There are so many things about this game that blew my mind. Blew my mind. It's the first 2D Mario game since I think what Mario Brothers U for the Wii U. I think that was the last one, and that was a great game too, and I enjoyed that one. I also enjoyed the DS and 3DS ones, the new Super Mario Brothers. Those were fun, but this one just blew everything out of the water. And even if you're gonna say this is not as good as Mario 3 or Mario World, it's got to be number 3, the third best game. At minimum, it's got to be the third best game. Now, I'm not done with it yet. I'm near the end. I'm not done. I'm actually at the mining world right now. There's a mining level or a mining world. But man, the visuals here, this is about as good as it's going to get for a 2D Mario game. And people out there who say that 2D Mario games are passe, oh, well, 3D Mario games are where it's at, with Galaxy and Odyssey, and 2D Mario games are a thing of the past. No, they are not. And neither are 2D Sonic games, because Sonic Superstars came out just days before Mario Wonder. But I gotta be honest, man, Mario Wonder blew away Sonic Superstars. It's one of those things where I'm not sure if there's still residual heat between Nintendo and Sega going back to the 90s, but it does feel like once Sonic came out, it was like Mario or Nintendo looked at this and said, "Okay, you want to play? We'll play." And they put out this game that just is incredible, just unbelievable. So you've got a huge roster to play as. You don't just play as Mario. You can pick who you want to play as. Mario, Luigi, Daisy, Princess Peach is playable. Yoshi is kind of an easier character to play, a little bit of a different character. Multiple different Yoshis, actually. Different colored Yoshis, different Toads. It's just like, I've never played a Mario game with this much variety. Now, as far as I understand, each character is not that different. It's not like Princess Peach has that floating jump she had in Mario 2. I think they're all pretty much the same. But mostly I play with Mario because that's the base game. The power ups, you've got your familiar stuff like your fire flowers and your stars to make you invincible. But now we have bubble flowers that shoot bubbles out and turn your enemies into coins. There's a drill cap where you can go into the ground or into the ceiling. Love that power up. And of course, the elephant power that turns Mario into a giant elephant. He can use his trunk to throw water on people and plant these like flowers that have coins come out. You can also whack blocks and whack enemies. I had such a good time with these power-ups, yo. Such a good time. The story of the game is also pretty nuts because apparently Bowser now getting this power, this wonder flower or whatever at the beginning of the game, he's like become this like demigod. Like they never have powered up Bowser like this. So it really elevates the stakes of the story. In previous Mario games like Odyssey, for example, he's just trying to once again get Princess Peach to marry him, but now it's way beyond that. Now he wants to be all powerful. So one of the neat features that this game adds is that there are certain areas where you can actually learn new abilities. For example, and you can pick, and when you pick the abilities, you can actually pick one per level. That you can go back and replay the level with a different ability and find new areas. For example, Mario has like a double jump. He also has, or whoever. There's also a way you can use your hat like a cape to kind of slowly glide down. There's a jump, then a spin jump that goes up. You can also set one to where you automatically become big. If you're small Mario, you become big at the beginning of every level. You can set it to where you're always jumping. So there's all these different, abilities that you can use, and that's a brand new feature. I've never seen anything like that before in a Mario game. It almost feels kind of like Mega Man, except you have to pick your weapon prior to starting the level. And like I said, depending on what you pick will depend on how useful it is to do that level. For example, one of them that I really enjoyed is there's a save jump where you fall into lava or into a pit, you can jump right out of it. You can only do it once though. That type of stuff is super useful for getting some of those hard to reach coins or, power ups. There's also, in each level, there's 3 giant purple coins, and you can use those coins for currency to purchase things like Wonder Seeds and things like that. Now, what are Wonder Seeds? So, when you go through levels, you gain what's called Wonder Seeds, and you need these Wonder Seeds to open up new areas to move on with the game. Now, some levels have 2 Wonder Seeds, usually one at the midpoint of the level that's usually hidden when the level goes all psychedelic, and then there's the one at the end when you hit the flagpole. Now, some levels have an extra hidden Wonder Seed. There's a wonderful idea, no pun intended, early in the game where there are these bulls, right? These blue bulls, and they're charging. And if you hit the Wonder Seed psychedelic mode, I forget what it's called, I'm sorry, a bunch of them will come from like the left side of the screen and they'll knock over the flagpole, revealing a secret flagpole, which reminded me of Super Giant Mario mode in the old 3DS New Super Mario Brothers game, where you can knock over the flagpole and find a hidden area. That stuff is in this game as well. And I also there's small things too, like quality of life improvements. Like, for example, when you're on the overworld map and you're moving, to get to the next stage, each level has like a difficulty marker. It's like 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, 4 stars, or 5 stars. The 5-star levels are the ones that are the most difficult, obviously. The 1 and 2 star levels are pretty moderate, sometimes easy. Most of the game has 2-star levels. So if you've got kids who are, maybe not the best at playing Mario, they can probably get through the game just by beating the 2-star levels. However, there are 4 and 5-star levels, many of them being optional, and those require a bit more skill. Some of them are really, really tough, though. There's one in particular where you have to listen for the music to know when to jump, and you're literally wall jumping from platform to platform, but the platforms disappear if you don't move fast enough. That thing is hard, dude. There are some tough levels here that I'm not gonna sit here and say they're equal to like some of those crazy Mario Maker levels, but they are tough. I love this game. I'm not even done with it yet. Like I mentioned, I'm deep into the game, but I'm not even done with it yet. And there's so much to do in this game, so much fun to be had. I'm enjoying myself playing it. And I'm sorry, I love Sonic, but it blows away Sonic Superstars. I am only making the comparison because I reviewed that last a couple days ago. It is just one of the best 2D Marios ever made. Easily at worst number 3, at best number 1, depending on your tastes. I'm not sure really if it tops on Mario World or Mario 3. I know I said earlier it did. I may want to finish the game and then go through it again to kind of get a real final feeling for it. But I have not had this much fun with a Mario game in a very, very long time. There's secrets everywhere. There's also secrets where you get abilities later in the game and you have to go back to earlier levels and replay them again with the new abilities to find new areas. For example, there's like a block one of the things that you find is like an exclamation point block, which are hidden blocks. So you have to go back and play some of the earlier levels with that feature turned on, and you can find new areas to explore, new coins to get. I mean, there's just so much to this game. It's one of the best experiences I've had playing a video game in a long time. I'm happy I pre-ordered it. It was worth the $65. It cost 65 with tax, 64 and something. It's $59.95 with tax. But great game. One of the best Switch games ever. Easily, man. Switch has Mario Odyssey along with the Mario 3D All-Stars pack, and now with this, bro, this is the place to play Mario, is on the Switch. What a great system, what a great console, what a great game. Thumbs way up. It's almost perfect. Those are my thoughts. I'll catch you in the next video.